Yo, what's up, everybody? I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, please. And to all my loyal subscribers, and I just want to shout y'all out and say we appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this thing going. Today's video is about that boy HoneyKomb Brazy, and we're going to talk about how he just was sentenced. I believe this was yesterday, came down yesterday. He was sentenced to 13 and a half years in prison, right when his career was about to take off. It puts me in the mindset of that famous Yo Gotti line from about 5 or 6 years ago. Yo Gotti had this line that said, "Niggas keep telling me I'm one song away. F that, I'm $5 million strong today." That's what HoneyKomb Brazy was. He got the label connections, he got the internet buzz, he got a few songs circulating. His street credibility is through the roof. And he got his money from rapping and doing shows already. He making a little money. And now he just need that one hit to put him over the top to where you start playing with tens of millions of dollars on a yearly basis, yearly income. He was one song away, and now it don't look like that song will never come. The rapper whose real name is Nashawn Jones was on probation for a conviction on the charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. He only served 18 months of a 15-year sentence, but now the DA's office said he'll have to serve the rest of that time. Prosecutors asked the judge to send him back to prison for violating terms of that probation. Prosecutors presented 15 video clips showing Jones with guns or drugs. All right, so two things to touch on quick. It appears that he was on what they call a suspended sentence. That's where you catch a lot of time, but you only do a couple years, but your probation requires you stay out of trouble once you get out. If you get in any type of trouble, no matter how big or how small, you're going to have to finish the rest of that sentence. One of the most famous cases I remember is, I can't think of the young man's name, but he basically killed the neighbor's child that he was supposed to be watching when he was 12, talking about he was doing wrestling moves. By the time he was sentenced, he was 15. They sentenced him to life. And then Johnny Cochran and them boys came and got him out after he did about 3 years. And the rest of that was on suspended sentence. Well, this nigga got out, robbed a pizza man, and essentially got 20-something years for robbing the pizza man because he had to serve the rest of that time. You know what I'm saying? So HoneyKomb Brazy was in one of them situations where he was on a suspended sentence. He did a very little bit of time on the overall sentence, which was 15 years. He did 18 months out of 15 years. So when you come home, you just got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to stay out of trouble, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas get a probation violation. They'll go sit in county for a year. They may even go up the road and have to do 2 or 3 years. But if he violated, he know for a fact he was going to do 13 and a half years. And that appears to be the case. Of course, his defense argued that the guns and drugs were just props for the music video. But then the judge's response to that was, even if it's true, it does not explain the shootout that he was present for that happened in Montgomery, Alabama, which is, you know, a couple hours away from where they're actually from, in Mobile, Alabama. His associates traded gunfire with unknown assailants, and Jones would later post his account of the incident to social media. Now, I would just push back on the judge and say, in all those videos, I don't see HoneyKomb Brazy with the gun or shooting. I see HoneyKomb Brazy getting shot at, and I see people he's with returning fire. I don't know how you can hem a man up for that, but they hemming him up for it. Prosecutors also pointed out that he failed to check in with his probation officer. The defendant implied he ignored an order to report to the probation officer because he feared for his life. And I believe the authorities in Mobile, Alabama understand that there is money on his head. When they're looking at the killing of his grandparents, which is what he cited when he said he was in fear of his life, he pointed out what happened to his grandparents. The police in Mobile, Alabama, are already looking at the guy who HoneyKomb always refers to as the biggest rat in the city. They're already looking at him. They're already looking at it as a paid hit that was because of HoneyKomb. So the authorities in Mobile can't even refute him saying, well, I didn't want to come because niggas was going to try to kill me. They kind of know that to be true. So I just feel like HoneyKomb does have a little bit of wiggle room. If you look at everything the judge had a problem with, the guns and drugs in the video, he can say that's props. And the judge's response was, well, you was at a real shootout. But hey, I didn't shoot a gun. Somebody came and shot at me. He can say that on appeal. And of course, I didn't come see my probation officer because niggas actively trying to kill me right around where the probation office is at. So I don't know what's going to happen on appeal, but he does have a little wiggle room. Everything isn't black and white. Although I will say, nigga, you're on a 15-year suspended sentence. Why is it a must that you get on cameras with guns? Especially HoneyKomb Brazy. I know it's a lot of rappers out here doing what they got to do for the clout and the attention and the street credibility, but HoneyKomb Brazy, he got a story that sells itself. Sounds like a movie. Nigga shot his own cousin at 13, got locked up for that. Nigga killed his homie, got locked up, ended up beating a murder. Nigga been cellmates with his own damn daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, his street story is there. He don't need to post 10, 20 guns in the video. That's weird. But as of right now, he going up the road for 13 and a half years. His lawyer gonna see what he can make shake. But honestly, I don't know. Like, it's Alabama, man. Sending a nigga to prison for 15 years is really not a big deal. Especially now that this nigga got money and he all over the internet and flaunting it and doing all this crazy stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do y'all think this is the end of HoneyKomb Brazy? Hop in the comment section and let me know, man. Peace out.